This is the main city in my Minecraft Forever world. It's got some big builds, it's got some small builds, and today we're going to be working on one of the largest projects that I've ever done before. It's going to be a pretty fun project, so let's get started with it. Welcome back everybody. Today we are going to be fixing my storage room. And by fixing it, I mean we're going to leave the old one behind and build a brand new one. This new storage room is going to be both bigger and more compact. And while that doesn't seem possible, I think I found a solution that will allow me to do it. This is my current storage room, and while it can hold plenty of materials, it has one major flaw. It has a massive amount of dead space in it, which means I waste a lot of time moving around the storage room that could be spent doing a lot of other things. Now, I could probably go through here and make some changes to how this room is laid out to make it more compact, but what would be the fun in that when we could build a brand new building? I mean, just taking a look around, we've got plenty of space to add in a new storage room. And I think this is going to be the best corner to build it in because we've been doing a lot of work in other sections in the city, and so things are starting to fill in over here. But this corner, well, it's looking a little bit sad and a little bit lonely and a little bit empty, and I think this is the best time to get that fixed up. And this is going to be a truly massive project. We are going to be placing about 175,000 blocks, which now that I say that out loud, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, and it's probably going to take quite a while to place all of these blocks too. But I think it's going to be worth it because this project is going to really help us fill in this corner of our city, and our cactus farm will no longer look like a little lonely building out in the middle of nowhere. To get this project completed, I think we're going to take it in a couple of different stages. Stage number 1 will be to do a little bit of terraforming to prepare the area for the project. Stage number 2 will be collecting up all of the materials, and then the final stage will be getting everything built. So let's get to it. To get started, we're going to have to clear out a lot of trees. I'm going to go ahead and collect the leaves because you never know when you're going to need some leaves to build with. The trees have been chopped down, the terraforming has been completed, and you can see the outline for this build. It's going to be a pretty good size. We're going to have it stretch from all the way over here to all the way over here, and this area in the center is going to be a large plaza area with our cactus farm taking up the center point to it. But now that we've finished phase 1, it's time for phase 2, collecting up all of the materials that we need. First up, we've got some deep slate to collect, and we're going to need a total of 30 shulker boxes worth, you know, just your average amount of deep slate that you would need. And we've now collected up a total of 33 shulker boxes worth of cobbled deep slate, and our deep slate mine is getting bigger every day. But we've collected up so much deep slate, I don't even think I could fit all of this in my inventory. Usually when I'm working on a project, I will just have all of the items be in shulker boxes that I use for the build. But today we have so many items that we're going to be using, I don't have enough shulker boxes to hold it all. So what I'm going to do is put in a little temporary storage right outside of where we're going to be building, and this is where we're going to put everything that we need. The stone cutter is a great tool, but sometimes I wonder how much time have I actually spent using a stone cutter, because I use it all the time for every single build, whether it's crafting up stairs or walls or slabs or bricks or tiles. It's probably one of my most used tools in all of the game. But now that we've got all of the deep slate collected up, the next thing that we're going to need to get is glass. And for that, we're going to be trading with villagers. First by using our stone to get emeralds, and then using the emeralds to get the glass from our librarian. Now this has the double advantage of being able to repair our tools as well as getting glass, and it saves us from having to smelt up a bunch of sand. Although I think it would be an interesting experiment to see which would be faster, whether that would be going out and collecting up all of the sand and then smelting it, or whether it'd be faster to trade with villagers. I think that this will end up being faster for us today. Since we're building a storage room, we're going to need a lot of wood for all the chests that we have to craft up. Luckily, I've got a farm for that. Now that I think about it though, we probably should have waited to use the tree farm until after I collected up all of the leaves I'm going to need, because I'm also going to be getting not only leaves, but a lot of wood in the process as well. Live and learn, I guess. For a long time, I avoided using copper blocks because getting the copper blocks can be a little bit of a tedious process. But recently I've been using copper more, and it has quickly become one of my favorite blocks to use for adding in detail. We're getting close to having everything that we need to build with, but one thing that I need to get that I thought you could craft up is rooted dirt. But apparently you can't craft this up, so we're out here collecting it. Fortunately, you can get a bunch under azalea trees that spawn in, so that's what we're doing here. I think we just about have everything that we need in these chests here. As you can see, we've got a lot of deep slate, we've got blackstone, tuff, all sorts of different materials here that we're going to be using. I have spent the better part of a weekend getting everything collected up. It's not easy getting 175,000 blocks collected, but I was able to do it. Now that we have all of those materials collected, it's time to get started placing all of those blocks. And what we're going to do is start by placing in the blocks for our sorting system that we're going to be building. The sorting system that we're going to build is designed by Raiseworks, and I've included a link in the description down below to their video, so that way you can check it out and see how it was all put together. And the plan is to build that system in this area, and the auto sorting system will be able to hold most of the items that we're going to ever get. But we're going to also build a storage system over in this area. And this one is going to be holding all of the items that we get a lot of. So it'll be things like stone and dirt and cobblestone and all of the other ones. So this room will essentially function as the overflow for our main storage system. Now I think that the first thing that we're going to do to build this storage system is to build the support structure that's going to go underneath it. In order to build it, we are going to be using a lot of black concrete. But rather than go through and convert all of the black concrete powder into black concrete beforehand, what I decided to do is just put in the black concrete powder now, and then we'll just pour water down the sides of it to convert it all to black concrete once it's all been placed. All the walls have now been placed in, and what we're going to do is take this water bucket, we're just going to place it right here, and we've got black concrete being formed all along here, and we're just going to do this all the way around this circle until we fully converted all of the black powder into black concrete. Now we don't even really need to leave the water in place for very long, just long enough to get it started going down, and then as soon as we pick it up, we can move on to the next spot. Now that the sides are all converted into black concrete, we're going to go along and place a bunch of black concrete along the floor as well. In each of these gaps, we're going to place in some frog lights. Then we're going to convert all of our black concrete powder into black concrete. And then we need to cover up all of our frog lights with black carpet. Now that the bottom of this is all lit up, we're going to build 4 pillars using deep slate tiles. And these pillars are going to be the main support structure for our storage system. So the reason why we've got this big hole filled with black concrete and pillars that stretch all the way down is because we're now going to fill in this hole with different layers of glass. And this glass is going to create a fog effect, which is going to add a very mysterious effect once everything is built. So we now have got the first layer completed, we got the second layer completed, and we're starting to see the foggy effect that we're going for. The more layers we complete, the better that effect will be. In total, we're going to be putting in 9 layers of glass. We've finished the first 3, so we're a third of the way done. We've got 6 more to go. Got 5 layers completed, which means we're a little bit more than halfway done. This is starting to look pretty good. You can't tell that there's any carpets at the very bottom layer, but we're going to keep going because I want to make sure that we have a pretty deep layer of fog down at the base. Now, right now, it looks very bright, and that's because it's exposed to the sky. Once we put the building on top, it's going to look a lot darker and more mysterious than it does right now. So we've now got all 9 layers put in for the glass on this side. We still need to do this side, and I think we're going to do that next. And then once this side is done, we can get our storage room started. And we now have this all filled in and ready to go. So now we can get started with building the storage system, and the automatic storage system that we're going to be building will end up over here. We have to build it over here because this system needs to face north, which is that direction. So this is the side we're going to be doing it on, and we have everything that we need over here to get it built, which you can see in these shulker boxes right here. So for the storage room, we're going to be building it above this pit right here, and it's going to be floating here with some other supports going around it. But before we build the supports, I want to get the storage room built, and I've put in this dirt platform so that we have something to stand on while we're building it. So let's get this built. This sorting system is powered by copper golems, which allows for a lot of items to be sorted without taking up a lot of space. And that's why we can have a more compact storage room that's bigger than the one I had before. So we now have the technical part of the sorting system all completed and built. The one thing that we don't have is all of the items loaded into that, and that will be something that we do at a later point. But if we can fly into here, this is what the main storage room is going to look like. Where we have these shelves, that's where we can put in the different types of items that go to the chest. So these 3 right here will be for this chest, and this chest. These 3 will be for this chest, and this chest. And as you can tell, we can fit a lot of different items in here. I've gone through and checked out all of the items that I currently have in my storage system, and we could put pretty much every single item that I have in my storage system in here and still have room left over, which I think is a good thing because that means that this storage system can handle new items coming out in the game, which there seems to be new items coming out all the time. But even though we've got this part of the build done, there is still so much more that needs to be built. We've got the structure that has to go around it. We've got to have the other side to our storage system completed. And we have this whole open space that needs to be filled in too. There is a lot of building left. So let's get started with it. So I know we've just spent a lot of time getting this build all completed, but take a look at this view of our city. This is an angle that I don't usually look at it, and there is so much that I see here. Everything is starting to look really good, and I'm super happy with it. But I'm even more excited to be able to show you our project, which we have been working on for so long. This is a build that we're going to be seeing a lot of going forward because as it is our storage room, we're going to be spending a lot of time getting materials collected up or dropping off materials, which means spending a lot of time here. But there are some things that I want to be able to show you. First up, if we head on inside, we're going to be able to see that this glass now has a completely different look to the way that it looked before we put the ceiling on it. It's now much darker. It's a lot more foggy and atmospheric, and this is so much better than what it looks like when it's completely exposed to the sky. Now for this main room right here, we've got the storage room, which is suspended in the center here. We've got these clamps that connect up with these pillars, and they're holding it up so that it's floating above this area. And we have this walkway which we can use to get around to where all of the chests are. Before this storage room is completed though, I am going to have to go through and put in some things to be able to get all of our items sorted into the correct location. Because right now, we have all of the copper golems in place, we have all of the chests in place, but we don't have the filters in place. And so if we were to try to load in the items, nothing would happen. It would just clog up the system. Nothing would be in any sort of organizational structure. And that's going to be something that I will probably do on a stream because I think it would be pretty fun to work on that together and see how we get everything organized in a way that makes sense. Once everything is set up though, we'll be able to head over here, and if we go up this water column, we've got these hoppers right here. We'd be able to place some shulker boxes on top, and all of our items would then go into the system. We also have these chests here which we can use, and you can see our copper golems are all in place. Now, while it does look a little bit dark and like a place where mobs might be able to spawn in, I did put some carpets in on top of it just to make sure everything stays nice and safe and we don't have any surprises. But this is our main storage room. You can see I did do a little bit of interior decorating, so this room is finished. We probably could use with adding in some details, but overall, I think we'll probably leave this as is for now. My plan is to use this storage room to have all of the individual items, but if we run out of space here and we have something like stone or deep slate or anything else that I collect in large quantities, that's what this room over here is for. And so we can go up and use these chests here to store items in bulk. And there are lots of chests here, so we'll have plenty of room to be able to do that. And everything is going to be also very compact and close, so it'll be easy to use. Up here, we have this nice rooftop garden, and there's one on each side, so you can see the trees there and there. It's very similar to how this one is laid out. In fact, they're almost identical, but I decided it'd be nice to add in some trees, so it's just a little bit more vegetation up here and not just the building. So while I did do the decorating on the interior downstairs, up here we just have an open room with nothing really in it. This is going to have to be a future project, I think, if we get around to it after the city's all done, because I don't know that I'm going to do it before we finish the city. That tower over there also has the same thing on the interior. The other place where I did do a little bit of decorating is this central area, and so we have these flames here in the center surrounded by glass. But check out the views that we have from up here. This is going to be probably one of my new favorite areas to come up to, so that way I can take a look at the city as it's growing. We've got a lot more building to do, but I think we're making lots of progress here. I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.